Hola, ¿qué tal? Muy buenas, aquí Diego Strunita con con el primer episodio de la campaña Hitman 3 que la vamos a volver a jugar a empezar de cero, borrar los anteriores vídeos y todo. Bueno, vamos a empezar bien esta vez.
Agent 47 and Diana Burnwood are the world's top assassins working for the ICA. Unknowingly, they have been hired by a shadow client to target a number of operatives of Providence, a secret organization working in the highest echelons of power. Providence's controller, the Constant, approaches Diana and makes her a deal. Eliminate the shadow client and learn about 47's past. But when 47 discovers that the shadow client is Lucas Gray, his lost childhood friend, he and Diana switch sides to fulfill an old pact. Destroy Providence.
Providence.
Together, they manage to capture the Constant, forcing him to reveal the identities of the 3 Providence partners. Eliminate them, and the war would be over. However, the Constant has an ace up his sleeve.
Empezamos fuerte. Bueno, vamos a empezar. No. Oye, ¿cómo se hace para volver a jugar? No. Así creo, sí. Vale, tengo que darle
Look
aquí.
closer. In the shadows,
Vale, empezamos
behind
fuerte.
the everyday world, beyond the headlines and the seats of power, a hidden hand. A kind of company known as Providence. To it, we were just assets to use and throw away, to do the unthinkable, the unforgivable, and it never gave us a second thought. Until now. After decades in the shadows, we are fighting back. Me and 47. Much has been lost, but we are closer than ever. We trapped the Constant, Providence's chief controller, and finally learnt the names of its 3 partners. In their downfall, we lay the past to rest. And, just maybe, look towards the future.
47. It's time. The partners are down there. You know, I never planned this far ahead. You never do.
Vale, empezamos fuerte.
I see someone got his memory back. Wait, is that a beacon? What the hell? Base. Alexa Carlisle's helicopter just took off. Confirm target locations, over. Diana, what's the status?
Right. We have a situation. Carlisle has left the building. And I think I know why. The Constant has escaped. He persuaded one of the sailors into setting him free. And since then, he's been seizing control of Providence assets and resources. I can only assume Carlisle is rushing to contain the damage.
If she slips away again,
We'll keep track of her. Make sure she doesn't. Meanwhile, the plan stays the same. Your destination is the Scepter, the world's tallest building where the partners are laying low, courtesy of their host, Sheikh Omar Al-Ghazali. Marcus Stuyvesant is 5th generation old money. His family made its fortune in real estate and banking, and were at one point the chief landowners in New York. Carl Ingram is a powerful Washington kingmaker whose family grew rich selling gunpowder during the American Civil War and later established a globe-spanning empire in oil, coal, and steel. Both families long since retreated from public view, but their quiet dominance endures to this day. Now, the
Vale.
partners likely suspect that we're coming, so Mr. Gray will infiltrate building controls and disable all electronic doors and elevators. Stuyvesant and Ingram are about to find they have nowhere left to run.
Right. This is our moment, 47. Providence ruined our lives with the flick of a pen. Today, we return the favor. Happy hunting.
Empezamos con lo interesante. Vale, para la planificación, obviamente esto cuando empiezas tú no lo tienes. O sea, yo tengo un montón de cosas que no tienes, o sea, bueno, que no se tienen al empezar. Vale, lo primero será sacar el maletín. Porque tengo un rifle de francotirador, aunque bueno, para esta misión no es muy útil, pero a lo mejor en algún momento me llega a servir y todo. Vale. Vale, siguiente objeto escondido será aquí, que puede ser el rifle de asalto. El rifle de asalto que, bueno, quién sabe, en algún momento me puede venir bien. O sea, si me disfrazo de guardia y pillo un rifle de asalto para ir bien armado. Vale. La ubicación inicial, esta es la del principio del juego, pero obviamente nosotros también ya tenemos... Tengo este nivel bastante chetado, así que por eso... Vale, entonces... Creo que voy a coger... Tengo que empezar aquí, ¿vale? Para poder llevar el maletín con el francotirador. Aunque bueno, en este no me hace falta el francotirador, así que bueno, me puedo pillar otras cosas como el microtaser por control remoto. O el veneno este. O sea, creo que si esto lo pongo en la comida, creo que le voy a poder matar de una forma importante. No. Voy a pillar esto, el vial de veneno, el vial de veneno y ganzúa, aunque no es... No, el micro... A ver, estoy mirando. Creo que podría venirme bien para este nivel. El pirateador no. Monedas. Explosivos, solo tengo la pelota. No, maletín no me viene bien. Lo que sí que me podría venir bien sería... La jeringuilla moderna, o sea, veneno voy a llevar ahí. Voy a ir llenísimo de veneno. Aquí... Sí, pero voy a cambiar por el rifle de francotirador, que bueno, sigue siendo mucho mejor. Ubicación, instalaciones de arte. Vale. Tengo el plan hecho, o sea, siempre lo hago. Tengo casi la maestría al máximo, o sea, tengo un montón de cosas. El rifle francotirador principalmente es para una de las... Para misiones en zonas más abiertas, sobre todo. Desde las que pueda pillar un buen sitio. O sea, pillar un buen sitio y poder hacer sniper bien. O sea, pillar a los dos de un objetivo. Vale, bueno. Normalmente entras por paracaídas y todo eso, pero... Yo lo hago aquí porque estoy rotísimo yo. Vale. Creo que puedo atacar por la espalda también. tiramos. Creo que a este también le puedo dejar incos. Siente, pero aquí no. O sea, no, mierda. Esto está petadísimo de cámara. No puedo dejar que me graben. O sea, voy a cumplir la misión sin que me graben. Vale. Esto sí una pérdida de tiempo, pero a lo mejor funciona para un futuro, o sea... quién sabe. Lo que necesito ahora mismo es que no pase. Estoy pasando aún... Mierda, ¿qué está pasando? Tengo que acelerarme en la misión, ser rápido. Ya he hecho cientos de veces esta parte. Lo que nunca lo conseguí es a la primera, esta misión. Vale, no era aquí, era subir. Dios. Para una vez que lo estoy grabando y me estoy liando yo solo. No me lo creo. Vale, aún no ha llegado. Encendemos fusible. Vale, aún no ha llegado, perfecto. Ahora veréis este asesinato, qué bueno que es, o sea... Ah, no, espera, aún no está viniendo. Vale...
You got him, 47. Marcus Stuyvesant won't be a problem anymore. Let's move on to Carl Ingram. We're not done yet.
Tengo que deshacerme el piloto del helicóptero por si acaso mi plan no funciona del veneno. Siempre tengo un pequeño plan B para el que requiere que este señor pille. Vale. Ahora tengo que coger... Vale, este maletín se puede lanzar. Ahí arriba va. No. El objetivo es subir el maletín arriba porque desde arriba voy a poder, bueno... Voy a tener más facilidad para cumplir mi plan si el maletín está arriba que si el maletín está abajo, simplemente. Vale. Entonces debería buscar un sitio cómodo desde donde disparar. Creo que ese de ahí podría ser un sitio. A ver. ¿Qué tal se apunta? No se apunta mal, o sea... Tiene el zoom variable, ¿no? Es buena el arma.
Yeah, I just wanted to remind you about the lockdown drill tomorrow. That's right, 900 hours. And the key cards to activate the alarms are still in the safe in the security room. Yeah, same code. 6, 9, 2, 7. Just don't tell your mother or I'll shoot. Okay.
Vale,
Okay,
perfecto.
but remember, you need to activate the alarm on both floors, otherwise nothing's gonna happen.
Entramos aquí. Vale, sospecha de mí. Vale. Un momento, chicos. Vamos a guardar un momento porque quiero... No, mejor no. Lo compruebo luego en otro intento yo solo.
Sorry, there's been a specific instruction.
Okay, that might be a bit much, but it's a hell of a uniform you got there.
Get the radio. If I don't back it, I'll get fired.
It smells delicious. Is it nearly done?
Vale, solo quiero comprobar cuánto ruido hace. ¡Ostras! Hace ruido, hace ruido, hace ruido. Vale, hace ruido, o sea...
Assassin actual. Break, over. I found a lifeless body over there.
Hey, you! Yeah!
If you did...
Vale, ahora todo volverá a la normalidad, hacer un poco.
Oh, wow. What are you doing down there? Are you drunk?
Stop that right now, or I will stop you!
Tío. Vale. Voy a necesitar deshacerme de estos cuerpos que dejo por aquí. O sea... voy a necesitar que los cuerpos nunca sean descubiertos, así que esto va a ser chungo. Vale, le echamos así un poquito de veneno. Cogemos un par de monedillas ahí de propina. Y ya vamos a Ingram. Ya del resto me encargo yo. Vale, me ha salido un poquillo desastre la misión, pero a ver. No vengas por aquí.
Hey, I need assistance! Client is not safe here! Foxtrot Niner, move to RZ! Hands on the client, go! I understand.
La he liado un poco, o sea... Me he equivocado al hacer la misión. Vale. Estas dos están rotas. Y podría ordenar la evacuación cuando quiera, ¿vale?
Standing by. You're safe. Good. Real good.
Esto se está cocinando aquí el hueso. Vale, los cuerpos. Ahora los despertarán en un rato. Solo queda esperar a que el veneno haga su función. Y para ello no sé qué hacer. Va a ir a vomitar. Yo me voy a preparar en el baño. A ver. La puerta se abre en esta dirección, vale. Uy, un guardia llevándose mi rifle. Este men... Oye. What the f... ¿Qué le pasa ahora?
So are you a cook or a chef? Or is there a
Pero si esto ya
difference?
estaba envenenado. Vale, voy a revisar a ver qué pasa exactamente.
Yeah, I think you're fine. Try and get up now.
Está todo el mundo ahí viendo.
All right, it's over now. He's gone.
Vale, hora de hogar.
We got him, 47. Soon there will be no more Providence. You need to find an exit. Our business is done here, but it's...
Voy a tener que huir a sartenazo limpio. Y aparte eso me está dando experiencia, que es importante. Aún así, mira, sé que me va a bajar la puntuación, pero es que quiero probar la heading y ya está. No, tío. Bueno, y así es como se empieza todo. Me ha gustado. No he podido completar desafíos, pero bueno. Vale, esta misión ha sido muy rápida, así que creo que podemos empezar con la siguiente, aunque no la terminemos.
If that's your winning face, I'd hate to see you lose.
We underestimated the Constant.
Yeah, he's a glorified desk clerk.
He's not just after the money. He wants it all.
We caught him once, we can do it again. And, well, we're not the ones who let him escape.
You still don't trust her.
I don't like executive decision makers. Look, you don't have to follow her, you know? Soon, this will be over. Maybe it's time to think about the future. You have to face the possibility that there's no going back. If the ICA knows what you did,
She'll make it right. She always does.
we have a fix on Carlisle. Come on. We've got a plane to catch. I hope you like the rain, 47.
Miss Burnwood,
How did you...
I have everyone's number. You really ought to know by now.
You planned this? All of it?
Don't be silly. I just played the hand I was dealt.
We'll find you.
You had me. Where'd that get you?
Se ha reiniciado. Esperad.
To catch.
Vale.
I hope you like the rain, 47.
Miss Burnwood,
How did you...
I have everyone's number. You really ought to know by now.
You planned this? All of it?
Don't be silly. I just played the hand I was dealt.
We'll find you.
You had me. Where'd that get you?
We handed you an empire.
It's for the best. The partners were complacent, set in their ways. But power is more than just security. Providence can be an agent of change. Surely you understand. Or you will. Soon enough.
Ahora perfecto. Vale, ahora de empezar aquí. Hay un montón de cinemáticas, eso sí.
She came home.
Carlyle's lost an empire. You fall hard enough, you tend to be reminded of what truly matters. So, the end of the line. You ready for this?
Are you? Who will you be without a score to settle?
I guess the world's most wanted fugitive will have to do.
Alexa Carlyle is dead. According to the funeral invitation, that is. So naturally, it caused quite a stir when the late matriarch turned up at the breakfast table, alive and kicking. Carlyle, wisely sensing that her number is up, has emerged from exile to tie up loose ends and secure the Carlyle legacy. She may be a monster, but you have to admire her due diligence. Carlyle descends from an ancient line of warrior aristocrats. Her great-grandfather made a killing in the Second Opium War and established an empire in shipping, railroads, and newspaper publishing. While largely unknown to the public, the family still asserts its quiet dominance over global transport and logistics, media, and technology. Most senior of the partners, Alexa Carlyle, is cold as ice, tough as nails, and sharp as a razor. Incidentally, it was her late father who first brought the three families together after the end of World War II at this very house, meaning that this gentleman is the birthplace of Providence.
It began here,
Ingramus.
and it ends here. Talk about poetic.
One more thing. According to our intel, Carlyle keeps a case file on the Constant. Information that may be helpful in his recapture, so don't leave the estate without it.
Right. Happy hunting, 47. See you on the other side.
Bueno, ahora de empezar. Vale. Esto es lo que vamos a usar más o menos para, bueno, para esta misión.
Thornbridge Manor. The Carlyle family's home for countless generations. The Revenant Alexa Carlyle and her 3 adult children, younger brother Zachary, grandson and daughter-in-law, are all gathered to conduct Carlyle's sham funeral. Curiously, Carlyle summoned a famous London PI soon after arriving this morning, but his purpose at Thornbridge is yet unclear. Now, the target knows that you're coming, and her guard detail is top-notch. So Mr. Gray will secure their nearby field HQ and intercept all calls going in and out of the estate. Any appeal for backup is going to fall on very deaf ears. Good luck, gentlemen.
Vale. Ahora mismo no. Pero esto me lo voy a dejar aquí, ¿vale? O sea, siempre es mejor tener armas a mano que no tener armas a mano y que pase algo que no queramos que pase. Esto me lo dejo por aquí, escondidito, o sea... Voy a hacer la técnica de la historia de misión esta vez. Es que...
This is a private area. Phineas Whitmer, private investigator. I have an appointment with Madame Carlyle. Please wait.
Las tres historias tienen...
Mr. Whitmer is here to see Madame Carla.
Vale, esta no, vale. Estoy mirando a ver las... Voy a usar esto para entrar.
Go right in.
That is Phineas Whitmer, the famous private investigator hired by Madame Carlyle this morning. I'm curious why he's here. Maybe you should do some detecting yourself, 47.
No, vale, creo que voy a replantearme la misión porque me he dado cuenta de que no puedo entrar así como así. O sea, vale. Necesito las monedas, sí. Vale, esta misión era en la que sí que se necesitan las monedas. Distracción, moneda. El maletín de la agencia no la voy a necesitar, pero a lo mejor... Aquí no tengo un personaje que vaya a tener muchas ganas de jugar al golf. Pero pero el cable de fibra... No... El taser. No. O sea, es... Esto para envenenar a alguien a lo mejor siempre puede venir bien. Dos. Creo que mejor preparadas las cosas. Vale, esto a lo mejor funciona y a lo mejor no. Vale, voy a pillar historia de misión, no sé cuál de ellas. Voy a pillarme la de un día inolvidable, pero voy a vestirme de...
Phineas Whitmer, private investigator. I have an appointment with Madame Carlyle. Please wait.
¿Sabéis qué? Voy a hacerme la historia de misión de este, que
By
me
Madame
viene
Carlyle this
fácil y
morning.
cerca.
I'm curious why he's here. Maybe you should do some detecting yourself, 47. A famous private investigator summoned by Alexa Carlyle.
They keep getting better and better.
Vale, ahora me lo puedo cargar aquí.
Good job.
Man,
Hey, who is throwing stuff around here? Come on!
Can I take you to Madame Carlyle?
yes, please.
If you follow
Vale.
me. I know I oughtn't say anything, but I'm so relieved you're here. Everything's just so strange. Preparing for Madame's funeral, and then she turns up alive. But then the awful business with her brother Zachary, and all this security. I've never seen the place guarded like this, and I dare say I don't like it at all. Well, this is what I mean. You have to be patted down before you... Madame Carlyle inside. Oh, I could just cry.
Voy a tirar aquí el arma.
I
will have to pad you down if you're coming this way, sir. Let me just pad you down here. All right, proceed.
Do your job.
Maybe
Vale.
you should do some detecting yourself, 47.
Debo entrar por
Private investigator.
aquí. Bueno,
I have an appointment with Madam Carlyle.
se me ha bugado el juego y tengo que volver a repetir, ¿vale? Corto hasta donde estábamos antes. Vale, aquí es
I
donde
prefer to get
se
started
empezó a
as
buguear un
if you'll
poco,
follow
así
me,
que vamos a
sir.
empezar desde aquí mejor. Bueno, se empezó a buguear un poquito después, pero bueno.
I feel obliged to point out that current affairs surrounding Madame Carlyle are of a delicate nature. You may be familiar with the recent announcement of her death. You will probably learn that the staged funeral is scheduled to take place tomorrow. Madame's children were not informed until this morning that their mother was in fact not dead at all. So please bear with me if they seem affected by the rather unusual situation. I trust I do not need to remind you that there will be consequences if word gets out that Madame Carlyle is still alive.
I'll consider her dead when I leave.
Before you inspect the crime scene, I will tell you
Sí.
this. The case concerns the death of Mr. Zachary, Madame Carlyle's younger brother. He was found dead in his bed this morning. The door was locked from the inside, and a suicide letter was found in his room. However, Madame Carlyle suspects foul play and will not accept that he took his own life. I've prepared some information for you, so please do come and see me
Vale.
when you've finished your investigation of the crime scene. This is Mr. Zachary's room. To my right.
A locked room murder mystery, 47. I trust you'll get to the bottom of this. Why don't you use your camera to scan the dead body, 47?
Throat markings indicate a rare, short-lived plant poison killed him. Spread shows time of death at around 10 o'clock last night.
You do know your poisons, 47.
Vale, sé que hay algo más que escanear.
To compare to other samples to establish its authenticity.
Vale, vamos a mirar aquí algo que haya escrito.
A hidden door.
It's a secret passage. This could explain how the door was locked from the inside. A photocopy of the floor plans. Somebody's been researching the secret ins and outs of Thornbridge Manor. I believe you've done a thorough search of the crime scene, 47. Maybe it's time to see the butler. I'm curious about the information he's prepared for you.
Vale, esto no me lo esperaba, Me esperaba comprobar cosas con el libro. Pero esto no. Más información.
Did you establish a time of death?
Zachary died around 10 o'clock last night.
That means the staff were off duty. And Madame Carlyle and her security didn't arrive until this morning. That leaves Madame's family and myself as the only persons here when he died. And before you ask, no, I do not have an alibi. I was alone in my office at the time of death. Here's the material that I've prepared for you. It's a list of the possible suspects and their quarters. Hopefully that will help you keep track of your findings. Please come and see me when you've solved the case, and I will take you to Madame Carlyle.
Vale, a ver.
This is very useful information, 47.
Hmm. Ah. Puedo hablar con la
So
familia.
how does one solve a murder mystery, 47? Motive, means, and opportunity, I believe. May I suggest you ask the suspects for alibis? Or perhaps do you prefer searching the manor for clues first?
For God's sake, Emma.
But why don't we get any kind of explanation? You're giving me a bit of anxiety, sir. Why don't we get any kind of explanation? It's bloody rude, that's what it is. Making us come here to play funeral and then show up like
Vale.
nothing's the least bit strange.
Don't get your knickers all twisted.
I'm telling you, she's not fit to be in charge anymore.
Emma Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Surely I'm not a suspect.
I need to account for everyone.
Well, I spent the evening with my family, but I got an awful migraine and had to take to bed. Everyone can attest to that. I believe I went up when the boys sat down for a drink around 8 o'clock. Anything else you want to know?
Gregory Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Oh, you're wondering about my alibi, Mr. Detective. Well, I left Thornbridge around 8:30 for a pint with Edward. I wish I hadn't. Quiz night at the inn. On the other hand, staying here with Zachary, my obnoxious sister, and the wife sporting another one of her headaches would have been a fate worse than death. The short of it, Zachary was very much alive when we left. I
Vale.
stayed for the last shout, and I was back here just before midnight.
Patrick, Gregory's son, disappeared straight after dinner. You know, I think he might be in some sort of trouble. Edward wanted to go as well, but Gregory convinced him to stay for a few drinks before they went off for a pint at the local at 8:45. I swear Gregory enjoys Edward's discomfort over staying here. I had a conference call with my New York office at 9, so I spent 3 hours on my laptop in my room and went straight to bed afterwards. I don't know about Emma.
Vale.
You know, I bet she was making this for changes in done, wanting to get her hand on Thornbridge Manor. Quite the shock she had when Mother arrived during
Creo que ya
breakfast.
sé quién es.
Is that everything, Mr. Whitmer?
A ver si puedo preguntarle más cosas.
Tell me about Zachary.
Zach! Huh. Such a sad old sod. A bit heavy on the bottle. But who could blame him? Only company he had was his rare plants and Mother, who travels more than she stays here. Honestly, I can't say which is the bigger bore. He's better off dead. Anything else you want to pry from my intricate intellect?
Vale, vamos a seguir otro día, pero creo que Gregory es sospechoso. Bueno, vosotros lo veréis en 5 segundos, pero yo voy a desconectar un tiempo.
Last night.
Oh, yes, this dreadful business with Zachary. I stay at the local inn. You see, I prefer not to spend the night here at Thornbridge Manor. My brother Gregory came along for a nightcap. He'd never admit it, but I think he understands that I find this whole thing upsetting and wanted to provide some comfort. I believe we went to the Stag's Head around 8:30. If that's all, I have a speech to write.
Can you tell me about Zachary's behavior last night?
I certainly didn't expect him to commit suicide. Sure, he was upset by Mother's supposed death. We were. But he seemed more engaged than usual. You should ask Rebecca, they had a long talk. Did you know that he hadn't left Thornbridge Manor in nearly 50 years? His plants, Mother, and the staff, all the company he had. Anything else I can do to help?
Did you
Vale, esto
notice
es
anything else out
interesante.
of the ordinary?
You mean apart from the fact that we came here to bury our mother and she shows up alive and kicking? Zachary found dead in his bed this morning? Or perhaps that the planned funeral is still taking place and I have to do the eulogy? And Mother will surely have strong opinion on it afterwards. breathe. Excuse me.
Vale, el Edward no. Eso que sospechaba de él, pero a mí me parece bueno, majo.
Stop thinking about Emma all the time, but she just makes me so angry.
What is it?
She turned up and demanded to be put up in Madame Carlyle's bedroom. We're the new heads of the family after all. It is only fitting, she said. Well, Gregory stopped, which was a surprise. He normally accepts his wife's outrageous behavior without batting an eyelid.
Vale.
But staying in his mother's bed so soon was just a bit steep, I suppose.
I saw her rearranging the photos in the sitting room, hiding Madame in the back, and then moving Montgomery to the front. She's not right in her head. Why would she do that? He died almost 50 years ago.
Oh, thank God Madame Carlyle is still alive.
But he was such a gentleman. Gave me his coat and all.
Rosie, you need to forget about Patrick. No good's gonna come of it. Stick to your own kind.
Ah,
You mean like Chris? He treated me like shit. All he wanted to do was play his stupid video games, never any romance. I deserve romance.
Vale.
Did all the groceries.
Rosie, tell me what you did last night.
I'm in trouble, aren't I? I spent the evening with Patrick.
No.
We met after dinner and I went home at 1 in the morning. He said he needed someone real to talk to. When he looks at you, it makes you feel like the center of the universe. Like a real princess.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary? Any strangers outside the house?
No, we saw no one outside. Except Patrick's mother, Emma. We were sitting on the bench behind the greenhouse talking when she came out and we had to hide. You won't tell her about me and Patrick, will you? She'd insist Madame Carlyle fire me. I'm sure of it.
Too right she will. She's always going on about how things will change once she's in charge of Thornbridge Manor. But now he just ignores her.
Well, he's under a lot of pressure.
He's an idiot. That's what he is.
Vale.
Tell you what Emma did when she arrived.
Tell me.
Elaine says she saw her on the top floor, stroking the door to Alexa's office. I kid you not.
And her son Patrick is just as bad. Just look at Rosie. He has no respect. Preying on the girls like that.
So 41 guests will attend the funeral tomorrow. There's still a lot to see to, but we're in good time, I think.
I can't deal with all this pretend funeral.
Interesante. Vale, ya tenemos a varios inocentes. ¿He hablado con todos? No lo sé exactamente.
She just clams up when I...
Creo que... A ver, ¿con esta he hablado? Sí, he hablado con... Sí, con esto se ha hablado con todos. Sí, creo que hablo ya con todo el mundo. Señor... Vale,
Mr. Fernsby?
Mr. Whitmer, you have enough evidence to present your case for Madame Carlyle?
No, not yet.
Come and see me when you do.
No, aún no puedo, o sea, aún no lo sé.